I'm smiling and I'm saying hello to everyone. My name is Reverend Jerry Hobby. I serve as the spiritual director of Spiritual Enlightenment and Truth Focus Ministry. This morning, we are celebrating in a sacred, I'm going to call it an auspicious way, because we're warming the field of life, even though it is maybe warm in places that we're in right now. We're warming the heart space. We're softening our perspective on life by mindfully and intentionally entering the day with, I'm going to say, a prayerful heart. Although we're going to practice mindfulness, we're acknowledging the power and the movement of God energy. And for me, God energy is good, flowing in the world for all of humanity. So I'm inviting you to sit with me this morning, to breathe with me this morning. And I'm also inviting you to just simply practice just being in a space of love. Our reading this morning comes from 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. Today's reading is entitled, I Receive My God. We start first with the biblical reading from Matthew, chapter 7, verse 7. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be open unto you. How can we receive what the mind refuses to entertain? Should we not then consciously develop the ability to receive more? Make life little and mean and limit our own possibilities when we refuse to accept the whole gift of God. We should open our consciousness to a receptivity of the divine. There will never be any point of saturation because God is infinite. We cannot contract the infinite, but we can expand the finite. The world is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart. Realizing that God has placed the power of life in my own mind today, I am resolved to use this power in accord with the nature of the divine. I shall no longer look for God in some distant place, but shall find him directly at the center of my own being. Today, I ask and know that I shall receive. Today, I seek and know that I shall find. Today, I knock and know that it shall be open unto me. But what is it that I ask for? What is it that I really seek? What is it is to discover God in everything, to see the divine manifest in everyone, to come into close contact and conscious communion with life. Today, when I receive the gift of God in its fullness, unstinted completely, I invite you to sit with those holy and sacred words. Our reading this morning comes from 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. Today's reading is entitled, I Receive My God. We start first with the biblical reading from Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. Ask, and it shall be given. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. How can we receive what the mind refuses to entertain? Should we not then consciously develop the ability to receive more? I love that. We make life little and mean and limit our possibilities. When we refuse to accept the whole gift of God. We should open our consciousness to a receptivity of the divine. There will never be any point of saturation because God is infinite. We cannot contract the infinite, but we can expand the finite. I'm going to say that again. But we can expand the finite. And I'm inviting you now to join me and step into this space where we move beyond and let go of expanding the finite and open up to the infinite. We're going to do this through the power and the use of our spoken word. So I invite you, if you're here in this space, I see I have people already unmuting themselves in our virtual space. If you're on our social platform, if you're in public, it may be difficult, but just embody the words. But if you're in a safe space, please join us and repeat after us. The word is very nigh unto thee.
The word is very nigh unto thee.
In thy mouth.
In thy mouth.
And in thy heart.
And in thy heart.
Realizing that God has placed the power of life in my own mind.
Realizing that God has placed
the power of life in my own mind.
Today I am resolved to use this power.
Today I am resolved to use power
in accord with the nature of the divine mind.
In accord with the nature of the divine mind.
I shall no longer look for God in some distant place.
I shall no longer look for God in some distant place,
but shall find him directly in the center of my own being.
But shall find
him in the center of my own being.
Today I ask.
Today I ask.
And know that I shall receive.
And know that I shall receive.
Today I seek.
Today I seek.
And know that I shall find.
And know that I shall find.
Today I knock.
Today I knock.
And know that it shall be opened unto me.
And know that it shall be
open unto me.
But what is it that I ask for?
But what is it that I ask for?
What is it that I really seek?
What is it that I really seek?
It is to discover God in everything.
It is to discover God in everything.
To see divine manifest in everyone.
To see divine manifest in everyone.
To come into close and conscious communion with light.
To come into close and conscious communion with light.
Today then,
I
receive the gift of God.
I receive the gift of God.
In its fullness. Unstinted. And completed. Just breathe those words in right now. I see God. I see God in everything. I see God in everyone. I see God everywhere. In this very moment, right here, right now, we acknowledge the seeing, the experience, the embodiment, the touch, the essence of that God experience. And we remember too that that God experience is good. It is the natural flow of life. It is the blessing of life. And what I'm knowing is that that divine presence fulfills itself in every possible way on all levels of awareness. It simply meets and greets us right where we are, right here and right now. And we remember that it is expansive, that it is infinite. And the more that we keep our mind stayed on it, the more that it fulfills itself and reveals itself within our lives. So, in this very moment, right here, right now, I simply acknowledge it and its practical fulfillment within our lives, right here, right now, as the very breath we breathe. I'm acknowledging it as the harmonic presence fulfilling itself as perfect wholeness, perfect health within our body temple, perfect wholeness and perfect health within our family life, our relationships, within our work life. I'm acknowledging it as the same power and presence, the divine substance within our finances. For I simply know that God is truly all there is, that the consciousness of God is alive, it thrives, and it reveals itself everywhere through everyone and everything, that there is no limitation in this divine presence. So we untether ourselves from the idea of its limitation, and we open our hearts in a deeper, a wider experience, and simply know that by our awareness, by our practice, by our living, our breathing, and expressing an acknowledgement of God as perfect good, fulfilled through us, each one of us, that a mighty blessing has already begun and it has already taken place. And so we grow in God. We grow in our consciousness of God. And I'm naming that growth as perfect health within our bodies, perfect health within all of our relationships, our home life, the people that we come into contact with on a daily basis. I'm acknowledging it within our work or how we are served in the world. I'm acknowledging it as the divine presence and the divine light within our financial forecast, our gift of exchange and sharing and circulation. I'm acknowledging it as the beauty and the light of who each and every one of us are. On this day of love and kindness, on this day, as we celebrate and remember armistice from the Korean War and all of our veterans, we simply remember that the light of reconciliation is simply the remembrance that God is everywhere, in everything and every being. We walk in that light. We interact in that light. We communicate in that light. And we honor that light. We're honoring it right here and right now. And it is from this place of openness, from this place of releasing any rigidness, we grow, we exhale, and we express and we allow for its fulfillment in this day. Breathe that in, anchor in love, and together we all affirm, and so it is,
And so it is.
and now it is.
And now it is.
Amen, Amen, and Ashe.
Amen, Amen, and Ashe.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being a blessing. And thank you for creating and being here in this space as we look up and as we remember the truth, we become a tipping point in the world. You are that tipping point. Thank you all. I really appreciate you and have a blessed day. And our YouTube audience, when you come across our videos, remember to like and share. This is how we expand our work in the world. And this is how we allow the unlimited to grow in the world. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace and blessings.